All right, folks, good morning. Okay, let's get started. So for today, Tuesday, December 24th, Christmas Eve, we got the following. So at 10 a.m., we're going to have the Richmond Manufacturing Index, which is a moderately important report. Overall, across the globe, the markets are pretty quiet today. Not much going on. We could basically say, practically speaking, the markets have already, Wall Street's already settled out for the year. Obviously, tomorrow, pretty much everywhere, markets are closed since it's Christmas. And then on Thursday, things kind of get back a little bit to normal. All right. Other thing that we should mention is that the markets closed early today at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Markets will be closed today at 1 p.m. Eastern. So just make sure you make a note of that. All right. Having said that, let's take a look at the QQQ ETF here. All right, so yesterday the markets were mixed, a little up, a little down, but overall we did close higher than where we opened, and looks like pre-market here we can see the Nasdaq is trending up, so we can expect the markets to open slightly higher than where they closed yesterday. As far as trading opportunities are concerned, yesterday it was a really mixed bag. We had some winners, some losers, and break evens, basically. So, just a quick review of the action yesterday. Uh, we had AMD, which we were able to walk away with a tiny profit on this, and it did eventually reach our target number two to the upside, which was 125.51. But we were not able to participate in that latter move because of the volatility that we saw early. So we basically got knocked out of the trade pretty early and didn't find a second opportunity to get in. We did find success for Soundhound as a bearish opportunity. We were able to get down to this did reach its target number two to the downside, uh, which was 1968. It reached a low of 1966, but we were out well before then, uh, taking profits as we had reached an area of support that we recognized. And then other than that, we had two other trades, one in Riot and one in CLSK, but combined those broke even. One was a small gain, one was a small loss, so nothing much happened there. All right, having said that, looking at the pre-market, let's take a look at what we can find so far. For 1 second, let me turn on my scanner here and give me a second as it loads up. All right, so currently we have the following stocks. The first up is DRCT. Let's check that one out. And that one, oh, sorry, it's not connected. Do it again. All right, so that's currently up over 23% on 10.4 million shares. It's at least $1 per share. We'll go ahead and add that to our pre-market watch list. Symbol again is DRCT. Next up is, sorry, 1 second here. Next up is LAES, familiar symbol. Okay, LAES is currently up 30%, to over 22 million shares. It's at least $1 per share. So we'll go ahead and add that to our pre-market watch list. The symbol is LAES. Next up is ABAT, which is presently up 12.3% on 5.5 million shares. And it's at least $1 per share, so we'll go ahead and add that to our pre-market watch list. Next up, we got Tilray, TLRY. That's presently up about 9%, 8.1 million shares, at least $1 per share. So we'll go ahead and add that to the pre-market radar. Next up, we have AMPG. That's currently up about 22%. 5 million shares is at least $1 per share. So we'll go ahead and add that AMPG to our pre-market list. Next up is, okay, that one's, looks like a New York stock. Next one is CMND. That's presently up about 65% on over 36 million shares. It's at least $1 per share, so we can go ahead and add that. CMND to our pre-market watch list. All right, next up is TIRX. Looks like this is, yeah, it's down 9%. 1.4 million shares roughly traded. It's at least $1 per share, so we can add that to our list as well. TIRX. Next up is RZLV. That's presently up 10%. 9.5 million shares is at least $1 per share, so we can go ahead and add that to our pre-market watch list. RZLV is the symbol again. Moving on, next one is KXIN, which is presently not moved enough. It was moving a lot more before, but it's only up 0.64% right now, so that doesn't qualify. Next up, we'll check ATNF. That is currently up 36%, 10.7 million shares, and it's at least $1 per share, so we'll go ahead and add that to our pre-market watch list as well. ATNF is the symbol. Next up is BAOS, which is presently up about 83% on 12.4 million shares. And it's at least $1 per share, so we'll go ahead and add that to our pre-market watch list as well. Okay, next up we have CREV. Oops, CREV. That's presently up 215%. 11.8 million shares is at least $1 per share. Very active. And it was active yesterday as well, so we'll add that CREV to the pre-market list. Next up is JTAI, which is presently up 116% on 10 million shares. And it's at least $1 per share, so we'll go ahead and add that to our pre-market watch list as well. The symbol is JTAI. All right, next up we have RGTI. Okay, that's not moved enough, so we'll skip that. And finally, I have on my radar VMAR, which is presently up over 10%, 4.9 million shares, and it's at least $1 per share. So we can go ahead and add that to our pre-market list, VMAR. All right, so that's our list that I have so far. If you folks see any other stocks that meet all four of our criteria, go ahead and let me know in the chat, and we'll take a look. Let me just paste these right now, so we have them for our reference. So those are our symbols. We do have to wrap up in a minute here, so if you see any other stocks that meet all four of our criteria, other than those I've already mentioned, let me know in the chat. And we'll take a look. And also, again, remember, folks, the markets close early today at 1 p.m. Eastern. course, they'll be closed tomorrow for Christmas holiday, reopening on Thursday. All right, so I guess we'll wrap up then. All right, folks. Please be sure to like the video. I see we have 3 likes. More than 3 people are watching the video, so please make sure you hit that like button on the YouTube. Please, again, make sure you hit the like button on YouTube. That greatly helps us with the YouTube algorithm as we continue to grow our subscriber base. We're getting close to 4,000 subscribers, so really big milestone there. So please be sure to subscribe to the channel so that way you get notifications for our new videos. Also, if anyone's watching this video on a replay, if you're not familiar with our company, obviously subscribe to the channel. Also, check out fundertrading.com, our website. You'll see a link in the description to this video. Other than that, for everyone who's part of the coaching program, I'll see you there in about 22 minutes. Then we'll pick up for today's session. Everyone have a great trading session. Also have a great Christmas holiday tomorrow. And I'll see everyone for Premarket Pulse on Thursday. Other than that, take care, folks.